Alright, so we're going to be trying to get the formula from the name lead 2-phosphate. Now this 2-phosphate right here, since it's the stock name, that's kind of nice because it tells me what that lead is. Now remember, lead is Pb, which is short for plum bum, and I guess they changed the name because they thought it was funny. And we know the oxidation number is +2. Now phosphate, we need to go up into our handy dandy chart up here. Phosphate, where's phosphate? Phosphate, oh, there it is. PO4 with a 3 negative. Okay. PO4 with a 3 negative. All right. Essentially, what I'm going to need is, I kind of think of this like adding fractions. And let me, I keep saying that, but let me explain to you what I mean by adding fractions. If I wanted to add 1/2 plus 1/3, then essentially what I would need to do is make a common denominator, right? And we know what is the smallest number that both 2 and 3 goes into nicely. Well, that would be the number 6. So if I wanted to make this denominator 6, I would need to multiply the top and the bottom by the number 3. And so I have 3/6 plus, and over here I'd have to multiply the top and bottom by the number 2. So 2/6. And then I can add them together because there'd be same denominators. Now, essentially, what I want to do is this thing has a charge of +2. And so I'm going to multiply him by the number 3. Because the overall charge that it's going to have now is +2 for one lead. And if I have 3 leads, that's going to give me a negative or a +6. And then over here, this PO4 has a 3 negative. I'm going to want to multiply the PO4 altogether by the number 2. And of course, because since it alone has a charge of -3, and when I have 2 of them, I have a -6 of these. And now I can combine these, but guess what? If +6 and -6 add up to 0, and so essentially this is what you have right here. This is your formula for that compound. And it's balanced because it has a overall charge of 0, and that's how you do it. I'm not sure if there's any better way to explain that. Some people like to immediately go to the crisscross method, and all right, if you want to do that, that's fine. You just take that 2 over there and shove it down on the bottom in the subscript of the PO4, and you take that 3 and shove it into the subscript of the lead. Essentially, I guess why am I trying to teach you without using this crisscross method? I suppose this crisscross method is kind of a crutch, and you can use it, but it might only take you so far. If you really understand what's going on, and it's not really that hard, you just need to make sure that everything balances out to 0, and essentially that's as hard as adding fractions together, then that will help you out later on in the long run. Now, there's nothing wrong with the crisscross method for now, and you can use that. So if that's what you're comfortable with, go for it. But I hope that you understand why you're using this crisscross method.